Okay, so come into a comfortable sitting position, however you feel like. So if you need a block underneath you, you can put a block, or if you've got a cushion or just a folded blanket, anything that you want. And you could, you don't have to cross your leg, you can just sit with your legs in front, you can sit in a chair for now, or if you want to lie down as well, that's okay with me. And if you want to come into any cross-leg position, you will be sitting for about 5 to 6 minutes. So make sure that you've got a comfortable position, and a chair is perfectly acceptable. So bring your hands in chin mudra. So this is the thumb and the forefinger to touch. So just slightly touching your, bringing your thumb on the nail of the index finger, thumb on the nail of the index finger of the other hand, and then keep your 3 fingers quite taut. So they're not curled, they're open. And then just closing your eyes and taking a moment to kind of adjust your pose. So moving forward and back a little bit. So closing your eyes and just visualizing how your posture is. So if you need to just open the chest a little bit, so you can focus on bringing the shoulder blades together, opening the chest. And imagine there is something pulling your head up, and to elongate the spine. So feeling a nice long spine, and slightly humbling the chin in so the back of your neck is nice and straight. So just taking a moment there to come into this still position. So now feel the contact points between your feet and the floor, between your legs and the floor, between your buttocks and the floor, and your hands and the knees. Visualizing the spine nice and erect, and visualizing the chest open, the lungs are free to breathe, the neck nice and long, and the shoulders down, relax. So if you need to bring your shoulders up and then down to make sure they're down. So feeling that relaxation in the neck, and bringing awareness to your mudra, so which is your hand gesture, which is the chin mudra today, which involving the thumb and the index finger. So just bringing awareness to the whole body, feeling your whole body on the sitting on the floor, nice and straight. So internally looking at your body, checking your position again. And now bring your attention to the breath. So breathing in through the nostrils and breathing out. So just without trying to change the breath right now, just feeling the breath, just visualizing it or noticing it, bringing your attention there. So observing the physical movement of the breath. So imagine the base of the triangle at the base of your 2 nostrils with the breath going in, and then meeting at the tip of the triangle at the point between your eyebrows. So inhaling, visualizing the base of the triangle, going to meet at the tip of the triangle, and then exhaling with the 2 sides of the triangle with the breath coming out. Noticing the sensation of the breath in the nostrils as you breathe in and out. Staying connected with your breath. So 3 more breaths. So next time your breath goes to the point between the eyebrows, keep the attention there. And we will chant Om 3 times as we normally do. So this is to signify to our body the beginning of the class, and also to unify our energy as a group. So as a group, we can work better together. And we will begin. So join me when you're ready. Om. And I'll keep your eyes closed. If you haven't, I normally start with a little prayer or an affirmation at the beginning, just to enable us to have the proper energy to work together in an effective manner. I've sent it through the chat. If you know it, you can chat with me, or there is the translation there which says exactly what the chant is about, or if you just want to listen to the words, that's okay too. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So slowly opening your eyes and getting ready. Today I wanted to take an opportunity to just say a few words at the beginning of the class. So normally I kind of reserve it for the end, but today I thought I'll say a few things at the beginning. So I wanted to, well, my students will probably remember having heard this from me before. I just wanted to say a few things about what yoga is, and especially the yoga that I teach. So the yoga that I teach has got 5 main points to it. And the best way of understanding it is an analogy with a car. So, a car needs lubrication, otherwise it won't run. I don't know very much about cars, but I'm sure some of you know more than I do, but without any lubrication, the car will not work. So if you imagine us without asanas, which is the postures helps our body for limbering, and it helps us to move. So in the same way that oil is needed for the car. So that's one way of looking at the use of asanas and postures, so to help us to move and to keep a healthy body. And then a car has to run with a battery, and so it has to have a battery. So the battery for us is the breath. Without our breath we can't survive, and without a battery a car can't survive, I think. You can correct me later on if I'm wrong. And then the third thing is without fuel in whatever sort, whether you're talking electrical cars or diesel or other type of cars. So no car will run without fuel. And this for us is food. So we can't function without food. And then a car, however nice it is, without a driver, it's pretty useless. So you need somebody in it to take it somewhere. So this is, if you like, this is us, our mind, and without, so we need to be able to run the car in the same way that we need to be able to run the body, we need to be able to run the mind. And so if we're going somewhere in a car, we know we've got a destination somewhere, and it might be nice to have a map. So a map in terms of, it can be on Google, it can be anywhere, but it's nice to know what the destination is and how we're getting there. Otherwise, you know, what do we do when we get to the end of the drive? Which way do we go? So similarly with yoga, what yoga can provide us as well, or anywhere else, it is this guidance in our life, or this map of where we're going. So it can be obtained anywhere. It can be obtained by understanding the mind, by programming the mind, or it can be by any spiritual practice of your own that you have, or anything like that. And so what yoga offers in these tools, there is yoga philosophy, which is quite a very wide range philosophy with very interesting tools. It also asks existential questions, which you don't have to answer, but if that's something you're interested in. And then also it helps us to control the mind, or to program the mind. And what I mean by programming the mind is the power of thoughts. So basically, I think it is quite uncontroversial that anything that happens as a result of a thought. So you're only here today because you thought you'd come. For whatever reason, you thought you were to be here today with me. So I think at the end of the day, it is fairly safe to say that everything that happens is because of a thought. So if we program our mind, if we have the thoughts that we want in the right direction that we want, everything else falls into place, things just happen. So that's what I wanted to say today. So without any further ado, we'll start with the postures. And if you've got any questions on what I've said now, I'll take them very gladly at the end. Okay, so coming into all fours. So I don't think we've done this in the online classes so far. So the hips are directly above the knees. So, and then your hands are directly underneath the shoulders. If you've got tight shoulders, you can walk your hand a little bit further out. Okay, so coming into this position. And we will just do some cat-cow. So the movement starts from the base of the spine. So inhale, movement starts from the base of the spine. You bring the head up and look up and open the chest and let the stomach drop. And then with an exhalation, bring the navel to the spine, round the back, and let the head hang. So a few more of these. Inhaling, coming up, looking to the ceiling. Exhaling, head down, navel to spine. So inhale, movement starts at the base of the spine. Let the belly drop, opening the chest. Exhale, movement starts at the base of the spine. Bring the navel to the spine, round the upper back, let the head hang. Two more. Inhale, up, let the stomach drop, open the chest, look up in the direction of the ceilings. If you've got your eyes closed, that's okay. If you want to keep them open, whatever you feel. Exhaling, navel to spine, round the back. And one last. Inhale, movement, base of the spine, opening the chest, let the stomach drop, looking up. Exhale, movement at the base of the spine, curve the back, navel to spine, and let the head hang. And then coming back to the base position, so with a nice flat back. Okay, so the next one, what we're going to do is a rising cat. So I will demonstrate once, and then I will talk you through. So we will inhale in the same way that we did. When we exhale, we come on the tips of the fingers, and then we inhale into a rising cat, hands in cactus. I call this cactus. a little bit of a back bend. And then when we go down, we go into the rabbit pose. So I thought Easter bunny and then a rabbit pose. For the rabbit pose, the crown of the head goes on the floor, bringing the crown of the head on the floor, the neck is straight, and holding your legs wherever you like, or your calves in a little bit of an inverted pose, and then you go into child pose. So now I'll talk you through. So be careful with an inverted pose. So I'll talk you through two of these and go on. So bring your hands where you feel comfortable. So inhale, looking up, opening the chest. Exhale, come on the tip of your fingers this time. So the upper back is curved. And then with an inhalation, come to a rising cat, a little bit of a back bend. And then with an exhalation, bring your head down on the floor. Roll your head, arms at the back. And spend a bit of time there if you like. If you like the sensation of this pose, stay there for a few breaths. If you don't like it, then go straight into child pose and rest there. So a couple more breaths if you like the inversion. So now everyone goes into child pose. So child pose is where your buttocks is onto the heels. You can choose whether you want your the space between the knees quite wide or together, whatever your body likes. And then bring the head down. So resting for a moment in child pose. And then slowly coming back into neutral. So we'll do this one more time. So the same, just one more time. So inhale. So coming into the base position, everyone. On your next inhale, with your own breath, inhale, looking up. Let the stomach drop, open the chest. Exhale, come on the tip of your fingers. So now you're curling the upper back. On your next inhalation, if you need to take breaths in between, that's okay. Inhale, coming up, opening the chest, looking back. So we'll stay here for a couple of breaths this time. So stay here with me. So a couple of breaths. Make sure your neck has not gone back too far. Imagining these fingers at the back of your neck that you're not meant to be squashing. So a little bit of a back bend, not too much. If you've gone too much, come out of the pose. And then using an exhalation, go back into your inversion if you like an inversion. So bringing the crown of the head on the floor, and then just rolling the neck really slowly and carefully, taking care. And then just enjoying being in this position. So with inversion poses, what we do is we send oxygen to the brain. And that's what we're trying to do here. But if you know that you don't have to do an inversion or you don't want the sensation of it today, then please just rest in child pose. So a couple more breaths. And then everyone meet in child pose. And we'll just stay here in child pose. So trying to find harmony in the child pose, trying to find ease in the child pose despite any niggles of the body. And then slowly coming up, back up into the all fours position. So taking your time, coming back into all fours. So Again, I will just demonstrate what we're going to do next. So we'll start in the same base position. So and I'll just demonstrate first and then I'll talk you through. So don't worry about it. So just watch now. So we'll inhale, we'll bring the right leg back. Exhale, we'll bring the knee to the nose, rounding the back. And then inhale. And then exhale, we'll carry on like this. Okay, so we'll start with the right side. So getting ready. So before we go anything, I'll talk you through. So make sure that your weight is on the whole corners of the hands. So at the base of all the fingers and not all the weight at the wrist. So you distribute this. And if you've got a problem with your wrist, you can also make a fist and work with a fist. That's okay too. So whatever feels good for you. So making sure your fingers are spread. You can choose whether you want your hands a little bit further forward if you've got tight shoulders or just underneath the shoulders. So now inhale, looking forward and bring the right leg back. So staying here for a breath or two. So making sure that the pelvis is level. So I'm not turning my hip. So my hips are level. And then using an exhalation, bring the nose in the direction of the knee in the direction of the nose. So imagine them touching. So inhale, the right leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. 2 more. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to nose. One last time. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, look down, bringing the knee to the nose. And then bring that knee down. Okay, so if you need a little break here with your hands, take it. And then we will do the same with the left side. So inhale, left leg back, looking up. Exhale, knee to nose. 3 more with your own breath. Inhale, back. Exhale, round the back, knee to nose. 2 more in your own time. And then when you've finished, take a little rest. And we're going to go back in this position. And now we're going to do the magic tiger. So, which is a little bit of a balance pose as well. So in this case, we will bring the right leg back. So just staying there with the right leg. So make sure the right leg is not, it doesn't have to be too high, but making sure that your hips are square again. And then if it feels good, you can lift your left hand. So you can bring your left upper arm to touch your ear, just next to your ears. And this is a bit of a balanced pose. So if this is not working for you, you can just go on the tip of your left hand fingers. So here, just focus on one point and keep breathing and staying there. So the balance poses are really good for focus and concentration. By focusing on one point, you enable the body to balance better. So as usual, come out of the pose whenever you need to. Otherwise, if you're happy to hold, carry on holding. And then slowly bring the knee down and the hand down. Okay, so we've got the other side to do. So for the other side, so we'll start by bringing the left leg out. So just making sure that the hips are square. So now choose your point first that you want to focus on, whatever that point may be. And then when you're ready, you can just come on the tip of your right hand fingers Or if you can lift the arm up. So a little bit up is fine. If you want, it can be next to the ear. And then just staying here. If your hip has gone a little bit to the side, then just correct it yourself. So staying there for a few breaths. Focusing on the breath. If you think you want to come out, just do one more breath, because you can do it, and then come out. Of course, come out at any time that you like, otherwise stay with me for a couple more breaths. And then slowly bring your hands down. And then we will just stretch the hands. So by bringing so come and sit in this pose if this feels good for you. This is a nice stretch for the quads, if you like, if this feels good for you. If this doesn't feel good at all, then just sit in any position that you like. And then bring the palm of the hand to face you. And then just give your hand a little bit of a stretch. And then other side, just to release that pressure. Or if there's any other stretch that works for you, then do that. Okay. All right. So we will just take the child pose for a few seconds just to get our breath. So we'll all go into a wide-legged child pose. So bring your knees quite apart. Bring the buttocks to the heels, and then coming down. And if you don't get all the way down, you can hold your chin in your hands by making a little bit of a tripod for your chin, and just rest there with your eyes closed. So just breathing in and out. And if you can, make the out breath a little bit longer. So breathe for 2 or 3 seconds. Exhale for 4, 5, 6 seconds, whatever feels good. The relaxation comes with the exhalation. So given the day today, at Easter, we're kind of focusing a little bit on embracing the new and also creating some harmony within ourselves. There might be a lot of chaos in our outside world at the moment, or always. Therefore, we need to create this harmony within us and find that peace, that contentment within us. And we can do this by connecting with ourselves, which is what our yoga practice allows us to do. And then now coming up, so we will go into standing. So come up to standing in any way that you like. And we'll get ready for a few exercises. Okay, so we're going to focus a little bit on a breath today. So this is going to sound really simple, what we're going to do, but the attention is, well, the work really is on your focusing on the breath. So I will demonstrate, so it's really, really simple. So we'll start with the arms here. So I'll demonstrate and then I'll talk you through. So we'll inhale, and then we will bring at one point the right arm in front, and then back, down. We'll inhale, we'll reach here. We'll inhale a little bit more when the arms go up. And then this time we put the left hand on top and then we come down. So it's just trying to give you a lot of things to think about to keep the mind busy and the mind engaged. So let's start again. So coming to a standing position. So the feet are hip width distance. So to know that whether your feet are hip width distance, you can bring your heel to the arch and then just rotate the foot. So that gives you the size of your hip. Okay, so just to make sure you've got hip distance, and then slightly just tuck the pelvis then under, making sure you've got a nice standing position, and also distributing the weight of the weight of the body on all corners of the feet. So you're not going inside or out, just very evenly distributed. So turn the palms out. Inhale. When you reach here, inhale a little bit more. Bring the arms up so the right hand is on top. And then hold the breath for a second. And then when you need to breathe out, slowly bringing the arms down. So bring your focus to the breath. So same, inhale. So now when you've got here, breathe a little bit more. This time, bring the left hand on top. Slowly exhaling, as slow as you can make it. Bring the hands down. So 2 more each side. So inhale, up. Breathe a little bit more. Right hand on top, which is what I meant by side. And then exhaling, arms down as slowly as the breath allows. So inhale. Breathe. Focus on the breathing. Left hand on top. Slowly exhaling down. So 2 more. Inhale. A little bit more when your hands reach to the side. A little bit more, you can feel the breath in the clavicle. Right hand on top. Exhaling down slowly. Feeling the breath. Inhale. Feel the movement of the breath. Left hand on top. You can feel the pause in the breath. And then slowly coming down here. And then just relax for a second. So this is again very, very simple movement, but it allows us to feel the breath. And also we know that when we are opening the body, we can breathe in more. It's giving more space for the air to go in. So that was the intention of this. Okay, so now we're going to do a couple of sun salutations, since people were saying they were energetic, so please don't blame me. Right, enjoy and make any modification that you need to. So if you do half sun salutations, you can do them. If you don't want to go into the cobra bit, don't go. So just do whatever you feel like. So I'll talk through the sun salutation. We'll probably do 2 or 3, and so again, coming towards the front of your mat. It's up to you whether you have your feet very close together or a little bit apart, whatever feels good for you. So again, tuck the pelvis under. And just take a moment here. Again, we did that last time, which is connecting with the qualities of the sun. It is unconditional. It is there no matter what. It is there at night when we can't see it. It is there whether, even though we can't see it, it is always there. And also there is that nourishing quality of the sun without which we don't exist. So inhale, exhale, bring your palms together at the sternum. Inhale, bring the arms up and up first, and then a little bit of a back bend. And then with an exhalation, come down. Let the hand just dangle first, and then bend your knees, bring the hands down, let the head hang. And then with the next inhalation, bring the right leg back, the right knee on the floor, uncurl your toes, come at the tip of your fingers, look to the ceiling. So just staying here. And now we're going to go to the plank pose. So coming into all fours first. one leg back without moving the upper body, just lift the other knee. So the head is in a nice, the body is in a nice straight line from the head to the toes. So slowly bring the knees down, uncurl the toes, keep the elbows in, slowly with control. If you've got the upper body strength, go down, nice, chest down, forehead down, buttocks in the air. Now slide the body into one straight line, and then we'll come into baby cobra. So lift the hands up first, and then look towards the ceiling. So bring the head up, look up. You might not be able to look up too much, but that's okay. Keep the feet on the floor. Bring the hands back to the chest, quite close to the chest. Curl your toes under. If you need to come onto all fours, come onto all fours. And then coming into downward dog or inverted V. So if you need to walk your feet forward or your arms a little bit backwards, you can do. The idea is to get the hips as high as possible. Look in the direction of your thighs. And take a couple of breaths here in this downward dog position. And now we want to bring the right foot in between the hands. So if you want to bring your left knee down first, otherwise if you know how to do it in one go, please go ahead. And then bring the right foot in between the hands. And then we go back into the equestrian position, which is on the tip of your fingers, looking up and forward. And then we bring the back foot to meet the front foot lightly. And bend your knees here if you need to. As much as you need some contact with the floor. And then we all bend our knees here. We flatten the back, we bring the arms back, and then come up with a nice straight back. Bring the arms up first, and then a little bit of a back bend. And then exhale, hands back into prayer. So we'll do that, the same thing leading with the left. So inhale. Exhale, your palms together. Inhale, up, back bend. Exhale, coming down. Let the head hang. So inhale, left leg back, left knee on the floor. Come on the tip of your fingers and look up. Now transitioning into the plank pose. So coming into all fours, slide one leg, come on the top of your toes, and then lifting the other one. So breathing here. So normally in this position, we hold the breath, but we're just gonna breathe because we're gonna hold it for a little while. If you need to come down at any point, do so. So now slowly bring the knees down, uncurl the toes, keep the elbows in, bring the chest down, bring the forehead down. Slide the body into one straight line. Baby cobra, lift the hands up, keep the feet on the floor if you can, looking up towards the ceiling. Bring the hands down, coming into inverted V. Hips up. Couple of breaths here. If you want to pedal the legs, you can do. Just moving one at a time. This is not part of the sun salutation, but if you feel like you want to do it, go ahead. And now we want to bring the left foot in between the hands, so we bring the right knee down first, if you're not sure, and then bring the left foot in between the hands, looking up. Bring the back foot to meet the front foot. And then bending the knees, flatten the back, bring the arms back. Use the strength of the legs and the arms coming up, stretching up first, and then a little bit of a back bend. And then bring the hands into prayer and the hands by your side. So we'll do that one more time. So if you need to take a break, please do. So inhale, exhale, your palms together. Inhale, up, arms up first, and then a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, come down, hands by your feet, same line as your feet, let the head hang. Inhale, right leg back, right knee on the floor, looking up. Now transition into the plank pose. If you can retain your breath, do so. And then slowly coming down. So for those of you who want a bit of a challenge, you can breathe here and then you can come down in one straight line without putting the knees down. So keeping the elbows in. So you might not be used to doing it with the elbows in, but slowly, with control, coming down, slowly, slowly, and collapse. So coming up, lift. So this time we're going to use the arms a little bit. So come up with the strength of the arms a little bit, looking up. So you should come up a little bit more here. And then exhale into inverted V. And now we'll bring the right foot in between the hands. So you can bring the left knee down first as we did before. Or if you can, just bring the right foot in between the hands, looking up. Now bringing the back foot to meet the front foot. So bend the knees, flatten the back, arms back, coming up with an inhalation. Go up first and then a little bit of a back bend. And then exhale, hands back into prayer. And one last time. So inhale, exhale the palms together. Inhale up first, lift the body up, and then a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, come down, hands by your feet, bend your knees as much as you need to, let the head hang. Inhale, left leg back, left knee on the floor, open the chest, look up. So now we will take a little bit of time here again. So coming into the plank pose. So you can keep your knees here all the time if you like. Otherwise, we'll just hold the plank for a little bit. So the smile here is compulsory. So make sure you've got a nice big smile. And then you can bring the knees down. Or for those who want a bit of a challenge, you can come down slowly, with control. And then slide the body together forward first, and then coming up into cobra. Looking to the ceiling. So in this position, so we'll just hold it for a second. Just lift your hands up for a second, just to make sure that you're using your upper back muscle. Bring your hand down. Exhale into inverted V. Now we want the left foot in between the hands, so you can bring the right knee down first as we did. Uncurl the toes, looking up, and then bringing the back foot to meet the front foot. Bend your knees if they're not already bent. Bring the arms back. Use the strength of the legs and the arms coming up. Lift up first and then back. And then hands into prayer. And then just stay here for a second. And then when you're ready, come down on the floor, lying down for a few breaths. So I'm not used to talking and demonstrating at the same time, so I'm out of breath, which I'm not normally when I'm doing sun salutation. So, so you'll have to forgive me for being a little bit out of breath now. So, in this position, once you're lying down, if you need to bring your bend your knees, bring the knees to the chest and rock and roll, whatever you need to do, whatever the body feels like. So we're all different. Our body, we've been doing different things today. You might feel like you need to do, your body is asking for something, then please go ahead. Whatever you do, concentrate on the breath, bring the focus back to the breath. So inhale for a count of 2 or 2 seconds, and then exhale for longer, 3, 4, or 5. Inhale. And the best way to get your breath back is to make the exhalation longer. So if you do sports, so you will know that, and it's also something that you can try when you're exercising. As a reminder with the breathing, so we'll try abdominal breath, so which means imagine a balloon in your abdomen. When you inhale, the balloon inflates, it goes out and becomes big. And when you exhale, the balloons go back down. So inhale, touch the ceiling, not quite, but imagine. And then exhaling, the balloon deflates. So just making the exhalation a little bit longer than the inhalation. So carrying on a few more breaths here in this resting pose. So now when you're ready, bring your arms up and overhead behind you. Push your heels away from you, so that means the toes towards you. Give yourself a nice stretch and then come back into sitting on your mat. So we will start with bending the left leg and then outstretching the right. So wherever the right goes, it's just wherever is comfortable for you. So it doesn't have to go too far, just a little bit is fine. But when you do this, make sure you're sat on your sit bones and you're quite square. So your body is not like this or like this. Okay, so just making sure, taking a moment to just get the flesh out of the way and see whatever works for you. And the spine is nice and erect. So we're just going to do 2 poses here. And one is we will just bring the right hand on the leg wherever it goes. And then we will bring the left hand on top. And we'll inhale, we'll stretch, and then we'll just bring it here. So in this position, we will open the chest nice and fully. And we'll breathe here. So what I'm interested in is this openness of the chest, creating space in the lungs, so creating that nice space in the upper body. So you can leave the hand here if you like, or if you prefer, you can outstretch the left arm and you can look in the direction of your left hand, or you can look at wherever you are. Wherever you look doesn't really matter, but if you look a little bit in that direction, you get a little bit of a twist as well. So it's up to you, whatever your body feels like. And I've just noticed that my right foot was going onto the side. That's because of the way my hips are. So if you've got the same, or if you're going forward, just make sure that your right foot is engaged and straight. By engaged, I don't mean tense. I just mean you've got a little bit of control. So just breathing in this position. So we're creating space in our life for whatever we need. But right now, we're creating space in our lungs. So we want to get used to this idea of creating space for what we need, making space for what we need in our life. And if this arm is hurting or is not very comfortable, you can just bring it down. That's okay. You can just rest it wherever. you can still have that twist. So you choose where you want your arm to be, but making sure that your upper body is nice and very, and as open as it can be. And then slowly coming back to the center. And so now we're just going to do a little bit of a relaxation pose. So you can, what we're going to try and do is just a forward bend at the same time. So I'll show you a few different variations. So we're going to be turning towards the left foot. So so the left leg. So making sure again that you're nice and square. So one way is just to be here, just to feel a bit of a back stretch and a forward bend. So you can do that. Or if you can with your legs, you can bend that right knee back, and then you can bring the head down onto the floor. So I'll talk you through the options again. So you can just leave that leg outstretched here, and then you can just go forward as you like. So if you want to keep the back straight, you can do. Or if you want to let the back curl, you can do as well. So it's just a bit of a forward bend, a passive bend. Or if you like, you can bend that leg, the right leg. And then in this case, you bend forward to the inside of the knee. So if your head touch the floor, just go ahead. If not, then you can make two fists and then rest your head there. Or if you've got any block or anything there by your side, you can just use that. Whatever feels good for you. Couple more breaths. And then wherever you are, coming back up slowly. And now out, so we're going to change side. So this time bend the right knee, outstretch the left leg to wherever you are. Again, taking your time to sit, making sure that you are sitting on the sit bone, so getting the flesh out and your spine is nice and erect. So we will do that twist first, or that opening of the upper body. So we will start, when you're ready, bringing the left hand to the inside of the left leg, and then bringing the right hand on top, sliding, feeling the body contact, and you can stay here, and then looking in the direction of your elbow, of your right elbow. Or if you like, you can open that arm, so feeling that nice openness in the body. So again, with an exhalation, you can just feel as far as is comfortable for you, and you can look in the direction of your right hand. Again, making sure that your left foot is engaged and at the center. And it doesn't matter where that hand goes. It can go where the left hand goes. It can go anywhere. It can even go on your right knee, wherever you feel like. But the idea is it's openness in the upper body. So when we physically create space there, we allow our body to breathe better, which means more oxygen to the body, which is always a good thing. When the body is oxygenated, it's got a lot of vital energy, and it's likely to function better. So this is the battery of your car that's working well. So if you like, you can close your eyes. A lot of the poses, it's nice to have the eyes closed. sometimes if it doesn't feel nice, then of course keep them open. And again, if it's getting a bit too much for the right arm, you can just bring that arm here. So I'm only interested in the openness of the upper body more than anything else. The rest is all cosmetic. And then getting ready for that forward bend or the animal relaxation pose. So where you are here, you can choose your variation of what you did here, whether the left leg stays as it is, or whether you want to bend it. So if it stays as it is, just go forward, walking the hands as far forward as you like, and then keeping the shoulders in one line. So whatever you do, whether you stay erect or curve your back, just make sure your shoulders are in one line and no tension there. So the other option was to bend that left knee and then to bring the head to the inside of the leg, of the right calf. And you can always stack, make a fist and rest your head there. Or just make a tripod and rest there, whatever you feel like. So in this pose, feel the tension, feel where your body is. There's a bit of resistance in your body, where you can feel it. We're all very different. We'll be feeling it in different places. And if you can use the exhalation to try and let go of any bit of tension that you find, do so. So that's another technique that yoga teaches us, is to recognize tension in our body. And once we know there's tension in our body, we can consciously do something about it. Couple more breaths. And then coming up. Okay, so we're just gonna end with one back bend and then our relaxation. So coming into standing knees. So sorry, not standing, I mean standing on your knees. And then bring your hands onto the hips, or if you can, in prayer position at the back, if this feels good for you. It's not something that I can manage very easily, so I won't do that. So whatever feels good for you. And in this pose, we're just going to go back a little bit, but the hips go forward. So just with an exhalation, just go back and then push the hips forward. You don't have to go too far. Breathing in this pose. And then come out. And then we'll go into child pose for a second, feeling the opposite or the counter pose. So you don't need to go all the way down, just go wherever you feel a nice back stretch. And then we're going to come here for 2 seconds for a quick breathing practice before we relax. So the idea about this breathing, so this is called the bumblebee breath. So some of you know it very well, some of you have found it very useful. And I'm just going to teach it. So there's not very many breathing practices that I'm comfortable teaching online. So this is one of them that is quite easy, because when I teach breathing practices, I'd like to see how you're doing it, which I can't very well hear. So this is an easy one. And as the name suggests, it makes the sound of a bee. So it's something that has a calming effect. And it's really quite helpful to get rid of mental noise. So I will just demonstrate. So it goes like this. So just a normal breath. And then with the out breath, with the mouth closed, you just go like this. So it's making the sound of a bee. So we will all, so it feels quite nice in a class because there are loads of people doing it at the same time. So it's nice to listen to, but this time we'll have to just do it on our own. So you do it in your own breath. So the out breath is quite long with the B sound. So when I say Om, then we will all stop. So we'll just start in our own time and breathe with our own rhythm. So it goes like this. So inhale. Inhaling and breathing out with your B breath. When you finish this breath, just feel the vibrations in the body. So no rush, just when you finish, just sit for a second, feeling the vibrations all over the body. And also observe the effect on the mind. And then when you're ready, we'll come down for the final relaxation. So just coming down, lying down on your mat. So taking your time, lying down, making yourself comfortable, lying down in corpse pose. Spend a few moments adjusting and correcting your posture to ensure that you're comfortable. So you can choose where you want your arms. So a little bit of room between the arms and the armpits, a little bit of room between the legs, and let the body just sink into the floor. So keep the arms still on the mat if you're using a mat. So we don't want the arms too far apart. It's not very good for the energy to flow into your body. So just keep that quite close. And so one thing that the car needs that I didn't mention at the beginning is a cooling system. So if a car doesn't have a cooling system, it will blow up. So similarly, our body needs a cooling system. And this is what we get through relaxation. So by allowing the body to relax completely, we give the chance to this body to cool off. So enjoying your relaxation, spending a few moments to adjust and correct the posture. And the idea is trying to stay still for the duration of the practice. If If you need to move, that's okay. Do so mindfully. Take a few deep breaths into the abdomen. And as you exhale, let go. Let go of all the physical, mental, and emotional tension. Let go. Close your eyes if they're not already. Feel the contact between the body and the floor. Become aware of the plane of contact between the body and the floor. Feel the contact between the floor and the left heel, the right heel, the left leg, the right leg, the left buttock, the right buttock, the parts of the back, the left shoulder blade, the right shoulder blade, the left hand, the right hand, the left arm, the right arm, the right arm again, the back of the head. Spend a few seconds on each of this point, letting go of any tension. Now become aware of the body becoming very soft and heavy, sinking into the floor. Feel your right leg becoming heavy and soft, sinking into the floor. Repeat this feeling with the left leg. Feel the heaviness of the whole leg and feel it sinking into the floor. Feel the hips, the pelvis, and the buttocks, lower back, and abdomen becoming soft and heavy, sinking into the floor. Repeat this feeling of heaviness, softness, and sinking with the right arm and the left arm. Feel your shoulders and shoulder blades becoming soft and heavy and sinking into the floor. Feel your neck becoming soft and heavy, sinking into the floor. Feel your head becoming soft and sinking into the floor. Feel your face. Let go of any expression. Become soft and heavy, sinking into the floor. Feel your eyeballs and the muscles around them become soft and heavy, sinking into the skull. Feel your jaw become soft and heavy and sink into the floor with your mouth staying gently closed. Lips completely relaxed, tongue relaxed. Feel your brain becoming soft and heavy and sinking into the floor. Quickly scan your body in the same way that we've done. And if you come across any tension, just let go of that tension. Mentally release any tension you come across. Finally, feel the whole body soft and heavy, sinking into the floor. Tell yourself that if you wanted to move, you could not. The body is so soft and heavy. Feel the pull of gravity on your body, holding you to the ground. Now become aware of the dark space or blankness behind the closed eyes, the point between the eyebrows. Imagine this space encompassing the whole body. The body floats in the center of this space. Imagine that the body is slowly sinking deeper and deeper into the space. Slowly it sinks like a leaf falling from a tree. Feel your body sinking into the depths of that infinite space. Infinite peace, infinite harmony, infinite happiness. Feel that blankness. Continue this sinking sensation for a few more seconds. If any thoughts arise, let them pass if you can. We'll deal with them later. Now, move your awareness to your breath without changing the breath. Simply watch the in and out flow of the breath at the nostrils. When you breathe in, be aware that you're breathing in. Imagine you breathing air, experiencing the power of breath for the first time. And inhale, feeling the health-giving oxygen entering your body, energizing your body, nourishing every single cell. And as you exhale, feel any toxins, any negativity that you don't need, leaving the body, letting all stress and toxins flow out. Inhale, nourishment. Exhale, stresses. Carry on for a few seconds. And now, gently to end the practice, keep your eyes closed. Slowly reorientate yourself. Feel your body. And starting with small movements of the toes and fingers, gradually stretch and wake the body up from the practice. So slowly waking the body up. And then when you're ready, you can go onto one side of the body, taking your time. There's no rush. That's the beauty of doing the practice in your own house. You don't have to get ready and go anywhere else. So enjoy this moment. And then when you're ready, we'll come up. In the chat towards the beginning, I've put the concluding affirmations as we normally do. So I normally sing them in Sanskrit and in English. So today we will just sing them in English together if you've got them. So basically they're just our positive thoughts that we want to bring out to the world at this time, and in fact, always. So bringing your hands in prayer, if you like. We will chant Om 3 times, and then we will go with the affirmations, which starts with auspiciousness be unto all. So inhale and exhale. Inhale. Auspiciousness be unto all, Perfect peace be unto all, fullness be unto all, prosperity be unto all, happiness be unto all, perfect health be unto all. May all see good in everyone. May all be free from suffering. So with your heart, with your hands at the heart center, for the purity of the heart, and with bringing your hands to your mouth for the clarity and purity of the speech, and to your forehead for the clarity and the peace of the mind. And thank you everyone for joining me today. Have a great time and happy Easter for everyone. And thank you very much again for joining me.
Thank you.